Sensational to sedate. That kind of sums up Geri Halliwell's year so far, because of course it began, well actually at Christmas, with the Spice Girls reunion world tour, which you'll know if you went to see it was a total riot from start to finish, and it's now moved on to the gentler art of writing children's books. But we're going to start with the riot.
Are you ready? One last time. Come on. We want to thank you for believing in the Spice Girls and making our dreams come true, and hopefully ignite another generation of girl power.
Geri's here now. It was so cool. It was such fun.
I haven't watched any footage back.
Haven't
Have you not?
So
Is that deliberate, or just you haven't had time?
No, it's deliberate.
Why?
Well, during it, I didn't want to analyse myself. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you'd be self-conscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for the first time, I picked up one of the copies of the disc and thought, it's time to look back and reflect. You know, I've
Yeah.
moved
Yeah.
on. It took me a time to come down from it.
But
Yeah.
it did. It was
Yeah.
full on concert.
So full on.
Yeah.
The whole tour.
Your It's Raining Men, because you all did a single. You all came and did a
Yeah.
single. Your It's Raining Men was hilarious.
Thank
It was
you.
just so good.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Thank you.
You said, me and our kids and girls saw you at Wembley. No, the O2. The O2.
Yeah.
And you did the last concert in Toronto.
Yeah.
And I was reading the notes that you said at the end of that, that's it. You'll never see us all on stage together again. Was that the emotion of the moment, or you were knackered, or is that really true?
Well, as far as, you know, we're concerned, that's what we said. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This was, you know, the reunion tour, and you can never say never, because we said, you know, if you'd asked me 10 years ago,
You'd have said no.
I said, no, it's never going to happen. So
Yeah.
that's really taught me a lesson.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can never say never. You know,
Yeah.
we could all be out with our Zimmer frames doing it, but for me, I feel fulfilled. I think it's done.
Yeah.
Leave on a high. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
What I think is nice too is that what it's done, it's actually brought you all together in everyone's mind, you know, because there was always that thing, Geri left, and then there was a split, and how happy were the others, and now having
Yeah,
seen
I
you all
feel-
together again,
yeah.
it's put an end
It's
to that.
healing and it's done.
Yeah.
But the
It's good.
papers still wouldn't let that split alone, would they? All through the tour, they were still saying there were, you know, sort of inside stories and front pages, split, Spice Girls, concerts cancelled. It wasn't true. They wanted you to split up, didn't they, again?
I know.
They wanted that to be the story.
Well, it's not very interesting, is it? If girls are getting along great.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not as...
But when you said in that little bit there, you know, maybe the next generation of Spice, can you see, because almost all of you, except for one, are mums now, can you see a kind of literally a new generation of Spice Girls, i.e. your daughters, all getting up on stage in their teens?
I don't know what I feel about that.
Just say yes, Just say yes.
But what I meant was, for me, you know, girl power, that encouragement, and
Yeah.
girl power, if you want to call it that, has existed throughout, you know, hundreds and hundreds of years, of
Yeah.
inspiring, encouraging young women and girls, you know, to believe in themselves and, you know, and
Which you
have
did. I thought it was
confidence.
absolutely
That's what it's
great.
about, have
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah.
And so if that ignites a new generation, fantastic, to go out and, you know, become presidents and prime ministers and, you know, or just be, you know, achieve your full potential.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to talk about your books and what you're doing at the moment, but what's your life like at the moment now? I mean, do you kind of feel, having come down from the tour, I mean, and you've got your little daughter and everything, I mean, are you very much more a stay-at-home mum now?
You know what? It took me a real, you know, it's taken me a few months to wind down from it.
Yeah.
Because prior to that, I was, you know, writing my books.
Yeah.
And then I made sure I finished the deadline just before I started rehearsals.
Oh, right.
And then as soon as I got off the tour, I was kind of gearing up to start promoting my book, and that's quite, you know, promotion is, you
Oh,
know,
I know.
That's
it's
full on.
quite
It's
full
full
on.
on, yeah.
So, and that's, you know, that's coming to winding down a little bit now. So I've been non-stop, and I think when you work at a high speed and then you suddenly stop, it takes you a while to suddenly go, oh, and actually this week I've suddenly gone, oh God, I'm quite tired.
Well, do you know what? It takes,
Yeah.
it takes a bit of stuff to kind of gear up again, because we've been
Yeah.
off for 3 months doing other
Yeah.
things, doing writing
I'm
and
on
stuff
your
like that.
first
You're on the
show,
first
hooray!
Does it feel just a little
Yeah.
odd?
Yes,
Because
it does.
normally it's like being in our living room here, but just
Yeah.
on the first few
You've
shows,
got to get back
you're feeling a
into
bit
it,
stressful,
yeah.
yeah.
New set,
Yeah.
new set
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah,
Well, listen,
I totally relate, yeah.
Let's talk about your books, because it's a great idea. One a month, children's books, I have to
Yeah.
say. One a month.
Yeah.
Eugenia, tell us about Ugenia Lavendar. What's she like?
Well, the irony of this is that I wrote about Eugenia way before I knew that a Spice Girls reunion was going to happen. And, you know, I love being creative, and I wanted to create a character that was like a rebirth of girl power. So I thought, how can I reach the next generation? And I love reading. I love your book club.